How do three-pointed plums cause flowers? This video is the entire flowering process of the triangle plum. Spring is here. Some lazy flowers. The three-pointed plum does not like to bloom when it is in season. The first is water control. I have started to control this pot of three-pointed plums now, but because of it, the basin is too big. The water retention ability is too strong. Control it for 10 days and a half months, and it has little effect. This is the effect of not watering it for 15 days. It's just some yellow leaves on the bottom. The leaves on top of it just wilt. It hasn't yellowed or fallen off. Triangle, plum, water control, everyone follows. As long as plants don't die, the leaves don't matter. By the time of flowering, the leaves are not available. After controlling the water, its leaves will fall off. Give it high phosphorus fertilizer at this time, or give it this balanced compound fertilizer, or a balanced water-soluble fertilizer, to encourage it to grow new branches. Due to the large temperature difference between spring and autumn, the sun is short, and this is when it grows new branches. Buds grow first on new branches. Due to this triangle tree, this leaf cannot be controlled by water control, so I cut the twigs off. It's just that I didn't photograph the twigs. I cut it all off later. The purpose of cutting this twig, also, to let it grow new branches quickly. Second basin, so I cut off all the branches, because the second pot is my own. That pot was borrowed from me by someone else. I'm embarrassed to cut it all off. If you say, when you control the water, take full control of its leaves, or after pruning off this branch, just use a water-soluble fertilizer balanced with nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Give it a rub, or throw a handful of compound fertilizer with a balanced monophosphorus and potassium. Then use 1 to 500 to 800 times the amount of potassium dihydrogen phosphate. Spray it twice. Spray every few days. When spraying, spray it in the morning or evening. Avoid spraying in direct sunlight. Tell me why you want to control water and pruning. Water control. It can more directly allow the three-pointed plum to grow and develop, transform into reproductive development. Soil has sufficient moisture for a long time, with sufficient fertility. Triangle plums are especially fond of growing leaves and branches. Triangle plum, like this lazy flower variety, it hardly blooms, so we need to control the water. The purpose of pruning is to make it produce more new branches. In season, if you do it properly, it can bloom more, like this one, for 2 months. It's all grown up, but I didn't trim much because of the triangle. The number of new branches it grows is not particularly large. You can also see it's on these new branches, accompanied by little red buds. But this pot of my own, I cut it harder. You can see the previous effect. Not many sprigs. It's sprigs all over the place, so it blooms very densely. If you have any questions about pruning, you can type it out in the comment area. I'll make another video. It will explain in detail what kind of branches should be cut, what kind of branches should not be cut, under what circumstances to cut, under what circumstances do you not cut. What is the reason why the three-pointed plum always has yellow leaves? I have produced a lot of these three-pointed plum flowers, video of fertilizing and pruning, but it has never been told how to maintain the triangle plum, because in my understanding, this three-pointed plum is very easy to raise, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. A few reasons for this three-pointed plum yellow leaf. First of all, the first point is the basin soil. Triangle plum doesn't pick much soil when it's outdoors. How to feed. In Guangdong and Fujian, these areas in Yunnan are open for winter. Basically, red clay or clay. But if this soil is placed indoors, it won't work. Too much watering will cause the basin soil to accumulate water. Then the basin soil is too wet for a long time. The root system will rot. But because the triangle is more drought tolerant, this plant has a firmer skin. It won't die either. Will appear, they flower, and they grow new leaves. And then at the bottom, one after another, it all has yellow leaves. This is the root system. It's slowly rotting. You see, this pot has a lot of capillary roots, but those capillary roots are broken. It's all rotten. So for indoor maintenance, try to use permeable and breathable soil. In this way, you can boldly water it. There is a high probability that the soil will not be too wet for a long time. It is airtight, causing it to accumulate water and rot its roots. The second reason for yellow prune leaves is drought. After the drought, that is, after the entire leaf has wilted, then you fill it with water. Although the leaves will recover, but the leaves at the bottom, they turn a little yellow. This is characteristic of most woody plants. Don't worry too much about this. Not a big deal. Anyway, you have to control the water when causing flowers. After controlling the water, the leaves fell off. Instead, it is the effect of seeing flowers, but not leaves. The third reason is the low temperature, like a triangle, if it is maintained outdoors. Some triangular plums can't stand it if it goes below 5 degrees. If you can't stand it, the leaves will droop, and then you move it indoors, or put it in a warm place. After experiencing low temperatures, even if the leaves of these three-pointed plum come back to life, he will also fall yellow one after another. Don't worry about that either. After falling, he will grow new leaves. Just don't freeze this branch and trunk. The third reason is lack of light. Triangle plum likes light, and you know that if there's a lack of light, the leaves of the three-pointed plum may not be yellow. It just falls off. But for the most part, it still turns yellow. These three-pointed plums that change the basin in my video, basically, there are some yellow leaves. The roots are not very healthy. You see this in the video. It is because the original basin soil has too strong water retention. I water it too often, and now in winter the ventilation is poor, so it's going to rot. We must pay attention to indoor maintenance. The water quality of this basin soil must be good. Indoor maintenance and outdoor maintenance are two different concepts. You can apply the experience of outdoor maintenance